It's September 21st, Wednesday, 2022. I'm standing in front on a hill above the large embassy, the Embassy of the United States. It's a balmy and rainy night tonight, but it's a beautiful autumn. Behind me is the Capitol, or rather the White House, that was bombed by the puppet in 1993, the puppet Yeltsin. What you're not getting in the American news, people, is that on September 27th, according to the Duran and the two Alexes, Alexander and Alex, is that there's going to be a referendum in donbas, with the Donetsk and the two regions, and those regions are going to then become a part of Russia. And at that point, if any Ukrainians attack the Donbas, then it'll then be an attack on Russia itself. And the people, the Russian-speaking Eastern people of the Donbas, are tired of the bombing. 14,000 people have been killed since the beginning of the war that started with the illegal operation by Noland, by Victoria Noland. And this illegal operation was caused by fascists, by Nazis, by the Azov battalion that started out as a football team. And it started out as a peaceful protest, and of course America overthrew that protest. They overthrew the protest and they took it over, and it became violent. And I was living in Odessa, Ukraine, between 2000 and 2002. Actually, between 1999 and 2002. And I fell in love with the Ukrainian and Odessa people. And in 2014, there was a fire. And what happened was football hooligans that supported Ukraine, they chased Russian supporters, and Odessa is Russian, is predominantly Russian, and they chased them into the trade union building, the same building that I used to pass through, the same building that I used to work on. Every single day I'd walk past that building. I didn't actually work in the building, but I walked past that building every single day. And they burned 48 Ukrainian people, the football hooligans that later became the Azov regime. 48 people lost their lives, and no one was charged. No persons were brought to justice. 14,000 people in the Donbas have died since the illegal coup that overthrew the Ukrainian government. America promised. There's overwhelming documentation that James Baker promised in the Bush administration that NATO would not expand. That was one of the promises, that NATO would not expand. And Gorbachev took them at their word, and they've lied. Since that time, they overthrew the government of Yugoslavia, which was a partner of Russia, and then they created Kosovo, which is an illegal state. If this sounds a lot like Ukraine, it is. It's exactly it's America's playbook, except so many people died. And that is when the puppet Yeltsin, the drunkard puppet Yeltsin, who was elected in 1996 by America, the Communist Party was supposed to win, but tons of money were poured into Russia. And the drunkard Yeltsin, he realized that Bill Clinton was playing him as a fool. And that's when President Yeltsin came into power. And he came into power. We, the West, the collective West, and especially America, who is the puppet master of America, I'm sorry, which is a puppet, which is the puppets of America. They created this. They were the ones that created Yeltsin, and it's called disaster capitalism with Naomi Chomsky. I'm sorry, Naomi Klein. It's called disaster capitalism. Look it up, people. You are being lied to, people. Since the end of the World War II, according to the death of others, why Americans ignore civilian deaths? By this incredible author. We have conservatively killed, before the war in Ukraine and before the other wars, since approximately 2015, we have conservatively killed 6 million people. The same number of people that the fascists killed in, the Nazi fascists killed in the Holocaust. The same amount of Jews. That's what we have created since the end of World War II. And we've killed many, 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 many more as Americans throughout the Middle East. Every single war, Ethiopia, Sudan, Libya, Syria, Iraq, Iran, every single war, America has, colonial America, which took over from Britain, has their hands in, has their finger in that pie. They are basically the ones that create these wars through color revolutions, and they're destabilizing force. Internationally, the United States is the most violent country in the world statistically. Challenging me on it, please. This is Travis Lee Bailey. Like and subscribe. I have been tried to be silenced by American propagandists, which is the best in the world, since they're 20 years ahead of any other country, and Zelensky is their puppet. Again, like and subscribe. My name is Travis Lee Bailey. I'm here in Moscow, America. I'm here in Moscow, Russia. My webpage is moscowamerican.com. Like and subscribe, and tell your friends. Peace, or as the Russians do, the Z-O-V. Russia's going to win, and China's going to win.